Okay, so we have the graph here. This is negative pi over 2. This is pi over 2. This is y equals 1. And this curve is root cosine x. So we're looking for the area enclosed here. And we're going to rotate that around the x-axis using the washer method. So we're going to be going this way along the x-axis. And you can recall that area, when we're going around in a circle, is equal to pi r squared. And the tricky part here is to realize what r is. In this case, we're going to have an outer radius and an inner radius. And the outer radius is going to be our y equals 1. And our inner radius is going to be y equals root cosine x. So that's just to say that we're going from here to here and around. So when we set up our integral, we want to use pi r squared for the outer first, and then minus pi r inner squared. So that's going to be, if you factor out the pi, these pi's, we're going to have r outer squared minus r inner squared. And our outer, let's plug that in, that's pi, and 1 squared is 1. And then we're going to get minus square root of cosine squared takes away the square root, so you're just going to get cosine. And then when we set up our integral, we're going to do it with respect to x, and you pull your pi out right away because that's a constant. It's just a number, so you can pull that out. Now you can integrate this after you realize that you want to be going from pi over 2 to pi over 2, negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. So the integral of this is then 1 turns into x, and then we're going to carry our minus because negative sign turns into negative cosine. And then we're going to distribute our pi through, so there's our pi. And we need to evaluate this from pi over 2 to negative pi over 2. So if you come over here where I have more space, we're going to evaluate it at pi over 2 first, and then subtract this away. So we're really going to add that to it. Okay. Pi times x, which is pi over 2, minus the sine of pi over 2, which is 1. That's our first term. Then we have to say minus pi. X is negative pi over 2. Sine of negative pi over 2 is negative 1. So we're going to add 1. And let's see, this equals pi squared over 2 minus pi. So we have pi squared over 2 minus pi minus the quantity pi times negative pi is still going to be negative pi squared over 2. And then it's going to turn back into minus pi. So once we distribute this negative, we're going to get pi squared over 2 minus pi plus pi squared over 2 plus pi. So, sorry, our pi's disappear, and we're left with 2 halves of pi squared. So it's just going to be pi squared. Hopefully that's correct.